So, Helaman Chapter 1. I always say Helaman, the Book of Helaman. It's different than all the other books that we find in the Book of Mormon. And one of the reasons I think it's different is that this is the time when we learn about the Lamanites being righteous and the Nephites being wicked. We also learn about a Lamanite prophet, which we've never seen before. We only learn about the wars in chapter 1, because I think from Almo, we've had a lot of reading about wars. And the only time we learn about wars in the book of Helaman is in chapter 1. And after that, there's no more wars. Okay, the book of Helaman only lasts 52 years. So in terms of time span, it's the shortest book that covers, the shortest time span. And also, with all we've learned about the wars, the book of Helaman is the only time we hear an attack on the main city of Zarahemla. This has never happened before. So the book of Helaman it's a book that it's a book full of surprises. Things that you never thought possible are made possible through studying the book of Helaman. We learn about a man, a mighty man, a strong man, a wise man called Korihor, who is a descendant. Okay, he's a descendant from Zarahemla. So he's a Nephite who turned Lamanite. Right? And he's this mighty man, strong mighty man. And the king of the Lamanites, he's so impressed by him that he entrusts him to go and attack the Nephites. And he strongly believes that he will actually succeed with bringing the Nephites to bondage. He's given the army of the Lamanites to take with him. And he does something interesting in that instead of him fighting the normal way that has always happened, he decides to bypass everything and go to the main center, or the capital city of Zarahemla, and attack. Around that time, there is contention among the Nephites, and this contention, greatly weakens their ability to properly protect the main city, the city of Zarahemla, and that's why Korihor was able to overcome the city of Zarahemla. And the question is, what caused the contention? And we learn that it's power. The hunger for power. That's what caused the contention. Because when Pahoran, who was the chief judge, passed away, he had many sons, but the 3 sons wanted to be chief judges, and they started fighting among themselves, and now they started grouping people into 3 different groups, right? Luckily, the voice of the people chose Pahoran the second to be the chief judge. Then the second son, he's okay with it. He makes peace with it. The third one wants to start a coup, right? And he's discovered that he's planning to start a coup. So he's then judged, and it is decided that he needs to be punished by death. He's killed. Now the people that follow him are not at peace with this, and they plan to kill Pahoran the second. And we are introduced to this man by Kishkumen, who then goes to the judgment seat and kills Pahoran the second. And as he does that, that's when the second son, who made peace with everything, became chief judge. Right? And then, with all of this happening, that's when Korihor and his men come attacking at the capital city. And they are able to capture the city. And they say that Korihor himself killed the chief judge. And now, sons of Pahoran, they've been killed. Right? And at this time, the Lamanites, came in thousands. They have captured the main city. And it says that Korihor, because he captured the main city, he became overconfident. He felt like, now I'm going to destroy the Nephites because I've had their main city. Remember that he's introduced as a man of wisdom. But we can see here a lack of judgment from him, because in the past, the cities that were attacked were the cities on the outskirts, right? So that's where the main strength was of the Nephite army, not in the center. Right? Now he feels like, he's in power. Now he rushes, because he feels like if he rushes, the Nephite army will not have time to assemble. So he rushes to the city of Bountiful, right? And as he goes there, it says that he was killing people like flies, right? As he was rushing to the city of Bountiful. And then before he gets there, he meets the army of Lehi. Lehi leading an army of the Nephites. And they have this bitter battle, right? That the Lamanites now retract and they try to run away. But when they retract, what happens? Right behind them comes Moroniah with his army. And now they are surrounded in all directions. And this battle, happens. And we learn that Korihor is killed. And his men now are surrounded. They don't know what to do. They surrender. Moroniah then allows those Lamanites who have surrendered to go home in peace. Right? And that's the summary of Helaman chapter 1. And the question is, what caused the contention? And as a result, so many people had died. It's because of the hunger for power. And people that were hungry for power created this contention. And as a result, many innocent people died. We are warned many times in the scriptures about contention, that we should avoid contention. Why? Because contention is of the devil, and the devil wants to destroy us. The reason the Lamanites were fighting, it was out of anger. Right? We learn contention, anger. We can see these two things that were the driving force of so many innocent people being killed. And I think the lesson here is to follow the Lord's counsel, 3 Nephi 11, because we can see the consequence of contention. When the Lord says that, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that hath the spirit of contention is not of me, but is of the devil, who is the father of contention. And he stirreth up the children of men to contend with anger, one with another. Behold, this is not my doctrine, to stir up the hearts of men with anger, one against another." So we can see that relationship between contention and anger, one to another. Right? And the Lord says that's not his doctrine, to stir up people with contention or with anger. But this is my doctrine, that such things should be done away. And we can see here what happened. The consequence of contention. How anger allowed or enabled so many people to be killed, so many innocent people to be killed. It enables so much suffering to take place. And if there was no contention, none of these things could have happened. And I think in our society, in our own families, in our personal lives, contention brings so much suffering. And we should understand that as disciples of Jesus Christ, we need to avoid contention. That's the doctrine of the gospel of Jesus Christ, that such should be done away.